Hi, I hope you're doing well. Today's lecture is on APA style in Microsoft Word. In this lecture, we'll cover two topics. First of all, when we say APA style papers, what do they look like? And then also, how do I use Microsoft Word to format them? And so first, we'll take a look at the anatomy of an APA style paper so that you understand the overall structure of what they look like. And then we'll take a look at Microsoft Word to see how we can implement those features. So when I say APA style, I really mean what is coming out of the APA 7th publication manual. And by 7th, I mean that's the edition. And so you may have heard of APA 6th, APA 7th. Currently, as of 2020, we have APA 7th. And so when I say APA style, the edition that you want to look at is APA 7th. So in this particular edition of APA style, they actually make a distinction between manuscripts that you might submit for publication versus term papers you might write for psychology courses. And so in this class, we're going to talk more about the latter, which is the APA style paper that students may write. And so this is going to be a little bit different from what you might see being submitted to peer-reviewed journals. But this is most likely what you'll be working with in classes. And so when you think about what goes into an APA style paper, first of all, it starts with a title page. And then you jump into the actual text of your paper, starting with the introduction. And then there are three other sections that typically go in if it's an empirical paper: method, results, and discussion. And then after that, follow the references. And then after that are usually tables and figures, even though this particular edition of APA style will allow you to have tables and figures embedded in line. And so you may wish to ask your professor which style, especially for tables and figures, whether they prefer them to be at the end, which is more traditional, or to have them in line. Next, let's talk about the general formatting for an APA style paper. First of all, use a consistent font. And so APA 7th is a little bit less particular about which specific type of font you use, but definitely use a pretty standard font that is easy to read and is readily available. And so here are some suggestions that I've written down. I typically use Times New Roman. Papers are double-spaced throughout, and your writing should be completely aligned to the left. So you want to use left alignment. First line of each paragraph is indented by 1/2 inch, and so I will show you how to do that. And your pages should have 1-inch margins all around, which is, I believe, the default for most intents and purposes. And then you should also have a page number that starts on the title page in the upper right-hand corner. So we'll cover how to do that as well in Microsoft Word. And so now that you know about the general structure and formatting for an APA style paper, go ahead and answer the review questions below before moving on to the next segment of this lecture video. See you soon!